Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Tara with Tara Simon Studios, and I've been having so much fun doing these musical reviews on YouTube. Today, by request from some of you on my channel, I am going to be reviewing the Disney Love Medley. Quite a few of you have requested this, so thank you for speaking up. I aim to please, so here we go. I'm going to be reviewing the Disney Love Medley featuring Kirstin Maldonado and Jeremy Michael Lewis. I've never heard it. I've not even pressed play yet. It's set to go, and so I'm just going to give you my honest feedback as a vocal coach of what they're doing technically and what I hear sonically, and depending on if there's performance aspects of it, if they're doing a live performance, I'll talk a little bit also about what I feel they're doing based on how they look on stage, their movement, their posture, etc. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is a studio recording. There's not going to be movement. Although they are emoting, which is very nice. Okay, so up until this point, and maybe even continuing, I'm not sure, but up till now, she's been very conversational. This is very speak singing of her. She's not really worried about a lot of jaw elongation. In fact, she's almost kind of swallowing back all those instead of all those. And when you're being speak singy, when you're being very conversational, that's okay. This is not an extreme range that she's singing in right now. She's in her kind of mid-range speech level voice right now. So I'm not gonna falter for that at all. She's trying to be very casual and very conversational in the way she's singing. So let's see if that progresses into a little bit more intentionality as the song goes on. I like how they're doing a duet and they're facing one another, feeding off of each other's energy. That's really nice. He's looking right at her. Beautiful jaw on that lady with the black shirt for her Oz. Beautiful lift dead. I gotta stop right there. Thank you, Jeremy Michael Lewis. That's so nice. A lot of times in sessions, I spend, I don't know, a quarter of an hour's worth of a lesson trying to get singers to sing instead of lifted, lift dead. And he sang lifted, and it was so beautiful. Thank you, that's so nice. I freak out. I know it's like a nerdy coach moment, but it's so true because it's so hard. People say, when you say, hey, I feel really lifted, not that you would say that, but let's just say it in a sentence, you would say lifted, L-I-F-T-I-D. So the way we speak it gets transferred over so many times into the way we sing it, which is not a true correlation. We do not and should not sing the way we speak all the time. Maybe for conversational purposes or maybe for a character song, but 9 times out of 10, you really need to be capitalizing on the vowel of what you're singing instead of the closed option in this case, which would be lifted instead of lifted. So the fact that he did that was perfectly placed. The pitch was right in the center. It was as if it was auto-tuned, and I know it wasn't. It was just him being fabulous. Thank you, Jeremy. We're gonna keep going now. Woo. Nice. Okay, so I'm not picking on her. I don't mean to be, but I know that she's trying to sound very Disney, very thin, right? But I'm not a huge fan of the way she just did that new. It was on pitch. There was nothing really wrong sonically with it, but when you look at the production of it facially, when she goes, is new, that's pretty, that's okay. But what would have given her more mileage for even less effort would have been if she went, is new. I'm basically napping while I'm doing that. It takes zero effort because I'm letting the space within my mouth be the resonance cavity. It's basically like swallowing a little mini microphone in your mouth instead of, which I'm actually having to push that out a little more because I don't have as much space to let the air out enough. So I would have preferred her open that up. And some people will say, well, if you open up your mouth, no, I'm not trying to sound like an opera singer. And my sentence to that would be, well, it all depends on the shape and the darkness of the vowel that you're thinking of. If you're thinking of a thin ooh when you're singing no, it sounds the same as if I went no. The only difference is it's the second one is more restricted. I'm still singing the same quality and integrity of that O. It's just one has more space to come out and it's easier to phonate that way versus less space and more effort for the same kind of amount of sound. So she could have opened up a little more there.
And it's warm and real and bright, and the world is somehow shifted.
Ooh, beautiful, Ted. Thank you. Good job, Kirstin.
All at once, everything is
She's got a beautiful crystal clear sound though. It's very pure. Nice ooh there for her too. Love these background singers, they're killing it. Watch those shoulders. Okay, men. Okay, gentlemen. Doing that percussive ooh in the back. That's good. Lady in Red, beautiful ooh there. He's got a great tonal quality to his voice. Really nice timbre, great frontal placement. And his articulation of consonants don't get in the way of his vowels. Right, they sound good together. Great tone. So she does this thing where instead of dropping her jaw, she goes wide. I'm all about width, but my rule in Sing Smarter Not Harder is you have to be 100% dropped before you go wide. And the reason I say that is because doing "You'll be here in my heart," again, it doesn't sound bad, but I'm a little tense here. It does and can lead to vocal strain. Instead of "You'll be here in my heart," where it's bigger, it's easier, and it's wider, and it costs me less than the smaller sound that I did in version 1. So she's kind of a little jawy here when she goes, "My heart." What it does is it kind of, the voice knows it needs more space. And so if it needs more space and it's not getting it lengthwise and you're already width, if let's say you're 100% tapped widthwise, which she is here doing this, well then the chin is gonna jut out and it does this. Because you're trying to get more space, and it's an involuntary action. Unless you're looking in front of the mirror, you don't even know you're doing it because your body's like, I need more space. I'm tapped here. You're not dropping because there's jaw tension, so I got to do this, and that's a form of strain. There you have strain. So he doesn't do it as much. In fact, if you look at the pause here, you're gonna see that his face is like this, and her face is like that. So if I were her coach, I'd say, okay, we need to work on that jaw tension. We need to drop the jaw a little bit more. It's awesome that you're going wide. You're definitely utilizing that resonation properly, and that spatial awareness properly, but you're missing the first component, which needs to come before it, which is length first and then width. Always vertical before horizontal. Here we go. Dudes. Oh, gorgeous. They're having so much fun. It's so nice to see. Nice. It's funny. Jeremy and Kirstin are like, just at the background vocals, they're like, Sin, and they're like, they're so good. That's so cute. I love it. Come on, girl in the black shirt. Nice.
I can go the distance.
Distance. I can go the distance. Instead of, I can go the distance. Please, no. It's like lifted, right? I can go the lifted, or I can go the lifted. Second's so much better. So distance, I would ask her to do that instead.
Somehow I'll be strong.
Beautiful dissonance there in the harmonies. Beautiful. Ooh. Find where I. Yes, riff. Yes, placement too on the vowels. His mouth, by the way, is like a singer's anatomical dream. I mean, if I could like just rob his mouth and stick it on me, I think I'd hit notes off the piano. I mean, it's not fair. This guy, I can't make my mouth go that big, but man, that is so nice. Yes. She did a little better there with the I. Better drop there. That was better. Love the harmonies. Take a breath, right? That was really great ending. And I love Disney because of this. They do such beautiful, crunchy, harmonic choices before the resolution at the end, right? One of my favorite moments in there was Jeremy and Kirstin's reaction to the background singers as they were just slaying in the background. They were kind of like trying not to laugh in the mic at how good they were. And can you imagine just being in the middle of that, you know? I mean, all of the parts and the sound is coming right towards you. And I mean, that's amazing. Just as good of a job, and kudos to those backups as Kirstin and Jeremy. That was awesome. So I think they're both awesome singers, and I think that both have merit. I understand and can see why Kirstin would be perfect sonically for this medley, because she's got that beautiful, thin, very angelic quality to her voice, and it's also conversational, which really lends itself well to Disney and also Broadway because they're closely related. Jeremy has that big, beautiful mouth that I'm super jealous of, and I really loved how he snuck a run in there. That's not necessarily indicative of a lot of Disney songs, but I felt like it wasn't inappropriate there. A lot of people were like, "Oh, that's too pop." I don't think so. I think that especially nowadays, Disney is riding on that edge of pop and a classic Disney sound, and I kind of like the morph that it's taking. So I thought his riff was very, not only nicely done, well placed, but appropriate for the type of medley and arrangement that they did there. So thank you for requesting this. This was super fun for me to review. I'm excited to get to some more requests that we're going to be doing soon. Be sure to continue to speak up. I aim to please. I want to give you guys what you're looking for, and this is nothing but fun for me. So I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Make sure you subscribe so that you get the next ones I do. You can also follow us for quick vocal tips and tricks on Instagram. Be sure to check out IGTV too. That's something new that's coming with Instagram, and you can do longer format videos there as well. You can follow us on Facebook. And spoiler alert, I am rolling out an 8-week course soon, and it's on the foundation and fundamentals of my vocal methodology called Sing Smarter Not Harder. And I base my critiques on the methodology that I coach at Tara Simon Studios. So what you hear in these critiques is what will be congruent also in the course. So if you're a singer and you want to have a little more in-depth training and discussion on how you can better your voice, make sure that you check out the course that's going to be rolling out soon. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.